Hi guys, welcome back to Kitchen Wargamers and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I've been painting the last couple of units for my Waffen SS. Got a sniper team, that's going to be the sniper. I've made this one up out of, sorry, just getting me focus. I've made this one up out of just the normal guys from the box set. There's no scope on him, but it's going to be a sniper, and there's his spotter. Also, I'm making an MMG team, again from the box set. So I've got the main character who's got no paint on, and this is the guy I'm going to show you how I go about painting. And his two assistants, various stages, one with a wash and one without. So as you can see, the difference what a wash makes. And basically what I do is I'll put down base colours and then give them a wash. And yeah, it's really effective. So, I've left this third guy and I'm going to carry on with him and show you from scratch how I go about it. But first, before I start, I made a sort of happy accident last night. I'm still concentrating on the winter scheme for my tanks, and I was hoping to show you my King Tiger in the process of painting. So what I did was I had this Panther ready to go for the painting scheme for the winter. So what I did was I spray painted him a basic colour, which was Andry Dust from Games Workshop. And then what I was going to do is speckle it with white paint with a big paintbrush, sort of like all over, and then do the dry brush with the black and some ink as well, which, as you can see, I think it's working quite well. But the accident came when I was ready to do the whitewash. This was next to my King Tiger. So I picked up the King Tiger and started dabbling it and thought, oh, the wrong tank. So anyway, I carried on with the King Tiger, and I'm sorry it's not been filmed, which I was aiming to do, but here's the King Tiger. So as you can see, some of the camo underneath is just visible through the paint, and I think he's worked out quite good. So it was quite a happy accident. So there's the King Tiger and the Panther together. So as you can see, they look like they're in the same theatre of operation, which is what they're going to be used for fighting in Russia and fighting, like I say, in Europe during the winter, like the Ardennes offensive, which should be quite good. So I carried on with a few more tanks. My Stug 3, done the same thing again, but this time I thought it was a bit too dark, so I stippled again with white paint, and I think they're looking quite grubby. You know, they've been in action a long time. They've had the whitewash on, which is wearing off. So yeah, it's aiming towards what I'm after. Okay, so that's the tanks. So right, the Waffen SS. Let's carry on with this guy. So basically what I do is I put base colours down and then I take it from there, building up and outwards. And like I say, my depth perception is not too good. So doing all the final details, I can't get in that close without making mistakes, making blobs. So with just base coats and building up in layers, if I do make a mistake, I can carry on. Okay, so let's get some paint on. So the first base colour is Vallejo Tan Earth. I've wrote SS on it, so I never forget which colours I've used, which is a common trait of mine. So let's get that shaken up. Put the paint on my palette. I usually dip in the paintbrush into the water, but this time I'm not going to bother with it and just dip straight into the paint. So what I do now, basically the top half is going to be this colour and his helmet, anywhere where I'm doing the camo. So all I do is rub it in. I'm not too bothered about going over anything else, just so I get a good coverage. Okay, sorry, I'll probably go silent again with my concentration. I've noticed after a friend of mine commented on one of my videos, and I'm dead aware of it now, but I can't stop myself, and that is I'm constantly saying the word after every other word. So if that's putting you off, guys, I'm very sorry. I just can't seem to stop it. But there I go again. It's something I'm going to work on, so bear with me. If it doesn't affect you, that's fine. But it affects me every time I look back over on my videos and I keep hearing the word I'm like, oh gosh, not again. Okay, so that's the top half of the body all done. So what I'm going to do is leave that to dry. Sorry, it keeps going in and out of focus. I just missed a bit there on the back of the helmet. Leave that to dry, then I'll check over it again just to see if there's any bits I've missed. And I'll see you in the next video when we carry on. We'll just let this dry up for a bit. Okay, see you soon, guys. Okay, welcome back, guys. This guy's had a bit more chance to dry. So what I'm going to do now is trousers. Now the colour I use for that is, if I can find it, the Vallejo Luftwaffe uniform. So that's the type I use for the Germans. Okay, just get some on my palette. Okay, again, I'm just going to put a small dabble of water on my brush. So let's get that in. Just a little bit more water. Okay, hope this stays in focus while I concentrate round here. Okay, so all I've got to be careful of here is not getting it on the top of the uniform, but anywhere else it doesn't matter at the moment. Okay. Just a bit of from what I remember about the Waffen SS. As you know, they weren't liked by a lot of people, a lot of the armed forces around the world. Like I think the Russians had orders to, if they surrendered, just to get rid of them, because their reputation was fierce and not very good. They were known for shooting prisoners, not to take mercy on anybody, so that came back to bite them. I don't know if you've seen the film Fury, but Brad Pitt didn't like them either. They were nasty. There's lots of stories of them killing American troops, American prisoners. I think that it was Malmedy, if I've said it correctly, where apparently the Waffen SS captured some American troops and basically slaughtered them all, got them up into a group and shot them all down because they didn't want to take prisoners, because it was slowing them down from their advances. And there was again of some, I think it was Canadians during D-Day. They were captured and put into a cellar in a building, and the Waffen SS threw grenades in just to get them out of the way. Also, they were known for the Waffen SS. They were known for the concentration camps as well. But there was two types of SS. There was the Waffen SS, which was the armed fighting part of them, and there was the General SS. And the General SS tended to look after the concentration camps and do policing. Now, there was a thing, you know, everyone said they were the same, but actually the Waffen SS, you know, for sort of a warning or something to, you know, get them fighting, they were often told if they don't pick up their ideas, excuse me, they would be sent to the General SS, which was looking after concentration camps, and they didn't particularly want to do that. They wanted to carry on fighting, so that was like, you know, to get them going, sort of a threat, that's the word I was looking for, to send them to the General SS. As a fighting unit as well, they were very hard, tough, resilient. They always got the best gear. They did start off as like Hitler's bodyguard. Sorry, I'm waffling on and not doing any more painting. So that's the grey done for the trousers. Now what I'm going to do is, I've got no equipment on this guy, but what I'll do is start on that at this stage. So I'm going to do his ammo box and the weapon as well. So for the ammo boxes I use orange ochre, and I use this as well if they've got, I'll just see if there's any guys with it on. Like this, the back of this guy's pistol and map case. This is one of the sniper teams. I used it on there as well. I used it on their bread bags, as they were called. Okay, so I'll just get some of this paint on my palette. Yeah, so they started off as Hitler's bodyguards, you probably know, and then they were formed into fighting units, and each division was given their own name and number. So like the first one was Liefstandart, Hitler's bodyguard. The second one was Das Reich, and the third one was Totenkopf, or Death's Head. They mainly served in the Russian campaigns. But as they went on and more divisions were made, they were given their own names. Sorry, I don't know if you can see this guy just doing this ammo box. Just getting around all the corners of it. There you go. I'm going to start on the weapon next. So yeah, as it went along, and also as the war went along as well, they were not only German nationalists. They were taken from other places that you know, people feared the Russians taking over. So you know, from different countries, Czechoslovakia. There was even Polish, Spanish, and there was even a British one called Legion of St. George, I believe, and they were apparently in Hitler's bunker towards the end of the war, but there wasn't many of them. So I'm just looking for next colour. If I can find it, did have it, there we go. Gunmetal grey. I'm going to use this for the M42, if I remember that right, the LMG. Yeah, they were found, and immediately, I'm not quite sure if they were shot for being traitors or imprisoned, but there was about 12 of them, I think, 24 of them. But I keep saying I'm again, getting wary of it now. Sorry guys. Sorry, keep under the camera so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just doing the whole of the weapon, the stand and everything. Yeah, I know from what I can remember when I was reading up on World War II in my younger part of my life, it was classed as the first NATO really, because it was made of other nationalities, and it didn't seem to worry people too much. It was, you know, like having foreign nationals in your army, but they were a famous one that fought throughout the Russian campaign. I can't remember the number at the moment, but it was Viking, SS Viking, and I don't think there was many German nationals in that one, and that was a whole Panzer division. Sorry, can you see this, guys? I'm just trying to concentrate. My light's not too good in the kitchen at the moment. I usually, when I do my painting, because I am in my kitchen, as you know, I do it during the day. So I've got the light from the one above me and coming in, you know, from the light outside by my patio doors as well. Okay, so that's the LMG done. Also do, like I say, I don't concentrate too much on detail, but one thing to try and do, guys, if it's your first time painting, is not let the paint, as it's the final bit, don't let it flow over, just try and keep it neat. So as you can see between the top, that was the first colour I put down, so I wasn't too bothered about that, where that went. But with the trousers, I can't have that overlapping again, so I've tried to neaten things off as I'm going along. For the straps, if I'm using brown colour, whatever the colour is, I'll just leave it brown, and once it's got the wash on, you'll see the effect of that. So there it is at the moment. Okay, what I'm going to do now is just finishing off the wooden effect on the back of the weapon. So just bear with me with that. So yeah, like I say, the Waffen SS used to get the best equipment as well. I think they were one of the first Panzer divisions equipped with the Panther tank in Russia as well. But anything that was new, like the Tigers and King Tigers, the Waffen SS got their share. And I'm just dipped into the paint I've already used. So, for like I say, I'm doing the stock of the gun. I'm going to use Vallejo saddle brown for that, because it's a bit deeper brown, but it's not too deep that it gets lost. Just put a tad of that on my palette. Just dip a little water on my brush just to help that flow. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a little ridge, excuse me, where the stock meets the metal framework. So I'll just paint that and then show you where I mean. That's the bit where I try and get up to. I'm sorry guys, I'm looking at the model, not the camera, so I don't know if I'm going out of focus all the time. So there you see the wooden stock. And that's as far as I go with that. You could do the brown on the pistol grip, but I'm not too concerned with that. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is the boots. So like I say, I'm going to be careful with this, so I don't get any in the grey again, so I don't have to go over that. For the German boots, I use black brown. Now, you could say just use normal black, but I just like the effect. You can stick to historical colour schemes and everything, or just use what paints you've got, which is what I do most of the time. I bought a couple of paint sets, because when I first started, like I say, I got rid of everything to do with wargaming. Then when I found bolt action, I started from scratch again. So I just bought a couple of paint sets, and that's the paints I use. So, whoops, sorry, going off camera. So I'm just doing around the boots, being careful not to get it in areas where I don't want it to go. And again, the other side. Like I say, just be as neat as you can. You don't really have to worry too much, because you could always go back over again, but to save yourself time going back over and over, is just make it neat in the first place, or the best you can. Like I say, there's some brilliant models out there. Sorry, I keep going off camera. It's because I'm concentrating. So there you can see the boots done, the weapons done, the trousers, and main top of the uniform. Just get that back in focus again. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is the flesh colours. Now, if you look at the model, you can see the neck, the ears, round the back of the neck, the throat, and all things like that. So what I do to cheat in a sort of a way, I don't do the whole lot. I just do the main face and then around the hands. And then what helps me with that is when I do the wash, which is the final stage, all that sinks in. I'll just show you a guy who's been washed. This guy here. So you can see that effect. That's just the skin tone, which will show you what I've been using, and how it looks just after a wash, which is, a good result. Now you can, like I say, fantastic painters out there go in and do all the pick out details and do different skin tones, layering and up and everything like that. But just for the tabletop, I think that's good enough. Okay, let's carry on with the model I'm doing. Right, if you do see chin straps, will it go back into focus? You can't see any on this. What I do is get as close as I can to the chin strap. So when the wash goes on, you can see that shade between the skin and the chin strap. But this guy ain't got any. Sorry, I've got a really as you can. I don't know if you saw that as a blob in. But you always aim for the central of the face, because if I do blob in like I just done, it is on the skin. Right, just concentrating. Right, when I go underneath the helmet, I don't know if this thing's keeping focus because I'm concentrating on the face. Just try not to hit the top of the helmet. Try and keep just above or just below the brows. And that is it for the face. Like you see, I haven't done the neck. There's a bit of blob in there, but the wash will hide a multitude of mistakes. Whoops. Okay, I'm just going to go down and do the back of the hands. And like I say, when I come to the cuffs, what I try to do is not get too up close to the cuffs, so to let that shade go in there. Back of the fingers. If there is something too fiddly to get to, don't worry about it. Just like with the hands now I'm going to do on this guy, you can see his fingers. What you can do is just do that. That's enough. You can see his hand, but if you go up closer, I've missed some out. But as you go further away, you can't see that. So you can do that as well, guys, if you're, not too confident. I have to hold my breath. It's like I say, my depth perception's not that great. Okay, he has got a finger at the back there. I'm just going to try and touch that. There we go. Okay. So that's fairly easy. Okay, the only other thing to paint now is the camo scheme. Now the Waffen SS had numerous camo schemes, oak leaf, there's a dot pattern, all different ones. If you look through, Google it at different ones or look at different models, you can see all the different textures or patterns. So what I've done with this, because like I say, I can't get in too close, and just to make it a quick going over, is I do a pat scheme that just represents there. So as you can see, this is one of the finished ones that goes on my table at the moment. See how the black wash just sinks in and makes details stand out as well. Now you can go in and do them, or just leave it like that. That's what I do. As you can see on the back here is, if I can just point that out, there's his what was called a bread bag, which was used to put rations in, but the whoops, not the cameras, I'll put that down. Generally used to put any gear in. The gas mask canister, after the war, because during the start of it and the end of World War I, when they used gas, that's what was in it. But as the war went on and nobody used any, they used to ditch that and use it for extra storage again. Okay, so that's a finished one. Right, let's crack on with this guy. So what I use two greens. I use a darker colour, which is this Luftwaffe cam green, and then on the top of that, sort of like a dot on the top, is this German cam bright green. Okay, just get some on my palette. Right, the only thing to be careful with is neatness again. So all I do is blob it on every so often. You can make these as close to or as far apart as you want to, and as many as you want. If you want more on it, put more. If you want less, put less. Just the only thing is, if you're doing the same pattern on a lot of models, is keep it the same, so they all look uniformity and everything. Sorry guys, I'm not looking at the camera again as I try and get in with all this. Make them a bit slightly wider because we're going to go in with the other brighter green afterwards. Not forgetting the helmet. Now the helmets, some come with the helmet covers on and some don't. So the ones that don't, I use the same grey as the trousers, because as you know, Germans had steel helmets that were all the same coloured grey. But this has actually got a cam cover on. So we're just going to make it the same as the rest of the uniform. Okay, it gets in focus. There you go. So there's me dibbles and dabbles. Okay, now before I go any further, basically with the camo, I've got to wait for this green to dry, or else I'll just mush in the other. Okay, so I'll leave it there for now, give you guys a break, and I'll see you again soon. Hi guys, welcome back. So that's had time to dry for a bit. So I'm going to do the inner lighter green colour. Like I say, I'm using Vallejo German Cam bright green. Okay, let's get some of this on my palette. Now I'm not going to do any dipping in water with my brush because I don't want this to run or flow anywhere. Okay, so basically what I do is aim for the middle, just like that. Okay. If it's a bigger area, I don't know if you can see that, what I do is put a couple in, just to break up like that. There you go. It doesn't matter if it goes over onto the brown as well, because if you look at this type of camo, which is a bit more widespread, sorry, keep going out of focus with it. It doesn't matter. Just show you here, like there. Okay, so just keep going round, get all these covered. Now, what I'm showing you here with this, the green parts of this camo, I usually do after the wash, but I just forgot about that. But I'll show you the reason behind that, doing it before the wash. Sorry guys, this camera, it's because I'm not looking at it at the same time. Okay, on the helmet. And one on the back. Just wash my brush off. Right, I'll just show you that. Okay, so as you can see, I've gone in that. And that's how the guy's looking. So, for getting it on the tabletop, that's pretty much it. What I do is, when that's dry, I give the whole thing a black wash. And then I do the base. And the base, what I do is initially paint it olive green, and then when that's dry, I've got, just show you this, I've got my PVA glue that's mixed with water. It's like a creamy effect, and I paint that onto the base, and then I'll just show you this. What I've got is this tub here, and this has got the grass effect. What I use, I just can't think of the name of it. It's usually static grass, or you can use this. It's like a coloured sawdust, and basically what you do is paint the base and then roll it in like that, and then that'll stick to just your base. Okay, that's pretty much it guys for painting. I'll just show you some finished results. just show you this guy once more. So I'll probably upset a lot of the professional players saying, is that all you've done? You can go into the belts and do them black, which I have done on some, but I lost the patience because obviously my eye and the depth perception, it just drives me nutty. So I'll just show you on these two. Now these two are from my main army. See how close I can get. So as you can see, just with the wash, it's the same techniques as I've just shown you, but then the wash goes on. But what I've done in here, there's a green pattern. I've done it after the wash because the wash can dull things down. So to leave it a bit more brighter, I do it afterwards. And as you can see, the base, like I've just described. Here's another guy, same sort of guy as the painted, but they got different helmets. As you can see I've left the strap to the weapon the same colour as uniform, and everything's painted exactly the same as I've just done the other one. And the wash, the green's put on again after the wash. But the belt still sticks out. You can still see it's got a belt. But like I say, you can paint it. It's up to you how far you want to go with it. And you can do more detail. But for on the tabletop, as you've seen in the battles, they look fine. So if you're a bit daunted with painting, not sure what to do, or you're a bit afraid of getting to the results that other people get to, try this out and let me know how you go on. But the wash is fantastic. I use the Null Oil from Citadel's paint range. I think that's the best for me anyway. Well, it's the only one I've ever used, so yeah, it does the job. Okay guys, that's pretty much it. Just show the other guys I'm working on at the moment. There's another guy. These have had a wash, just waiting. I've done the wash on these before I've done the bright green. You can see how it's a bit darker, the main green that I've put on. And with the weapons, again, the gunmetal was put on before the wash, and again on the bullet belts. And I put a bit of brass just touching the tips so they stand out as bullets. Okay guys, hope you like that. Leave me any comments. It's the first miniature figure I've done. I've done tanks before, but this is the first troop choice. So let me know what you think and what you think of my painting style. And there they are, ready to go on top. And like I say, we're working on the winter scheme. We're almost there now. Now I've figured out me Germans by, like I say, by the mistake. But yeah, it's looking quite weathered and, you know, coming out of the Ardennes or somewhere in Russia. It's just a shame I made the mistake and picked this up instead of the Panther, because once the Panther was done, that was my test vehicle, and then I would have gone ahead and done this anyway, like this. But yeah, sorry to keep you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the people that are subscribing, and if you haven't, please do. Leave any comments. I always read them. I always answer them back. Love to hear, excuse me, love to hear from you. So guys, with that, remember to make it, paint it and play it. And I'll see you again in the next one, guys. Thanks a lot.